Okay, so my name's Ryan Redding. I'm with WS Packaging. I'm the general manager of the Dallas facility. I manage that in the Phoenix location for us. We are the beta site for the Mark Andy digital press. We've been involved with Mark Andy now for about 2 years with this press. And we've gone through all of the transitions, all of the growing pains as you would with beta. And one of the things that has been great is that it's been a true partnership. So as they've gone through things, we've been able to give feedback. They've taken that feedback, they've implemented it, and we've really gone back and forth. That's the type of partnership that I want. Instead of having somebody come in and be an OEM, I want a partner. OEMs are a dime a dozen. We can go out and find all sorts of folks. We've seen that presentation today about how many different types of pieces of equipment are out there. There is a difference when you have an equipment manufacturer and you have a partner. And I will tell you that I have been so impressed, and that's why when I was asked if I would be willing to come up here and field some questions and kind of give you guys an overview of what's taking place, I didn't hesitate. I'm more than happy to come up here and tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly of it, but I will tell you that there's way more good than there is of any of the other stuff. I can tell you the confidence level that I have with Mark Andy, the fact that they really are supporting us and on a constant basis looking for opportunities for us to improve and help them improve. And they are excellent tech support. And they're continuing to recruit people and put them through, whether it's our plant, just to get some live production experience, or just going out and grabbing good people out in the marketplace that have this knowledge and understanding. They're doing it for the fact that they're bringing a unique piece of equipment to the marketplace, and they understand that the customer has to come first. It's not about selling a piece of equipment. It's about developing a relationship and a partnership in order to create that extended family, so that way they can, at some point in time, if there's a new technology out there, you feel confident of going to them. And I would say that's true. We have a long history with our company, with Mark Andy, and they have not backed down from anything that they've said with this piece of equipment. And they've just been a really good partner. You can put stuff into a test environment. You can see what you will see downstairs. You could see what you see in San Diego. But until you get it onto your floor and you actually put your work on it and you get running, you always have that level of skepticism, right? I mean, we've been through enough equipment manufacturers, we've seen enough presses, we've seen enough equipment come to the floor that we all aren't willing to really go all in, right? We're like, okay, yeah, I believe you. We'll see. I was no different. I was very excited to see the piece of equipment, but I absolutely will tell you, what you see is what you get. Our production levels match what you have seen on their spreadsheets today. A lot of the information that you have, you can see a lot of speeds, you talk about a lot of changeovers, scrap rates, all of those things that come with equipment. And I think from an operations perspective, we always take some of that with a grain of salt. I will tell you, unsolicited by Mark Andy, we see that, without a doubt. I am running the press today, got updates this morning from my operators. We run variable data, and the variable data speed is at 220 feet a minute. It sits there and doesn't come off of it. It runs solid. If we don't run variable data, it runs at 240 feet a minute, doesn't come off of it. We have less than 5-minute make-readies. Our scrap is underneath 4 to 5%. It's a really solid and stable piece of equipment. We will do, kind of put it into perspective, we do 35 to 40,000 feet in an 8-hour shift. Our press runs are anywhere from 350 feet for an item to 8,000 feet for an item. We do 50 changeovers a day from item to item. And on all of those speeds I told you about earlier, that's what we're hitting. I'm doing color calibrations with the Mark Andy press. I do it once a day at the start of each shift. It comes up, it holds color, stays with the color, it's consistent. The operators, it's just a very easy press. For those of you that have experience with Mark Andy presses, that's one of the things that drew us to this and attracted us to it, is the fact that every operator I talk to loves a Mark Andy press because it's so customizable. So it is fit for a number of existing press operators today. They walk over there and they go, man, this is just a lot easier. I like that. My job's a lot easier. They'll produce this type of work every single day, doing 50 changeovers in a day, and they walk out a whole lot less stressed than they would if they were on the Flexo side trying to go through all of those changeovers. And that's one of the advantages to a Mark Andy press. And when you look at this press, the fact that it's built on the P-Series platform was huge for us because it allowed us to say, you know what, this is a solid piece of Flexo equipment that happens to also do digital. It's not a digital press, it's not a Flexo press, it can do both. And that is really, really big for us. It does offer some very good flexibility for some of those things that we're always challenged with when it comes to digital printing, like reflex colors. You know, getting to the reflex blues, the fact that you have a flexo station before and you can register your print back and forth. You'll see some of that demonstrated today, I believe. It gives you that ability to bridge that gap that today is very difficult to do with some of your digital assets. You know, and all of us will face our own challenges. We have different customers, different types of products we're producing. I think it's important that you do take away from the presentation the fact that you do need to evaluate what your customer base is. You know, you can see, and I'm really excited to see the samples that were provided here because, you know, one of the things about the inkjet print is it's a pile print, so it has some dimension to it. But the varnishes, that's fantastic. I mean, there are some customers that we've looked at and we've talked to them about that and said, you want to know when I walk down the cereal aisle with my kids and the reason why they stop at the one that has the foil on the box, it's because it catches their eye. Everything else is just printed on there, but all of a sudden something catches their eye. This type of print has that ability to do that. And the customization of the press to offer some of those other things also gives you that opportunity. So again, we can all get samples, which is fantastic. We love samples, but I also wanted to just bring something that was actually produced off of the press. I had them run this right before I left, and we talked about digital white just a little bit ago. So that's run off the press on film, digital white. It's pretty opaque. I mean, that's going to rival just about anything we can do on the flexo side. So, you know, there is different things that we can do with different customers depending on what their needs are. And I think it's really important that whether you look into a durables market or you look into prime labels or you look into carton labels and thermal print or UL type stuff, I think all of that stuff is viable. You just have to find the right customer mix and make sure that they understand what they're getting out of this and diffuse a lot of that perception that's out there around digital and help them understand that I know you've been in Flexo or you think that Offset has all of this great print capability as well and that's been where you want to migrate to. Come on over here, let me show you what's happened with digital. What are the things that we can do? What are some of the limitations, but are you willing to take on, you know, some really, really exciting technology that can open up some real windows for you that other people aren't willing to go down?